we see that Ellie has survived. We see that Joel is, gone, and we
Not
see
with
the
us anymore.
aftermath, everything that's going on throughout the course of the show. We see Tommy trying to deal with it, and again, taking care of his brother's body, preparing him to, put him in the ground, lay him to rest, and kind of doing. And he's dealing with his stuff emotionally. We see that Ellie is having the nightmares. She's got the PTSD from the events of what happened, and seeing what happened to Joel, and everything that's going on there. Like it
Hmm.
is a process for her. Over 3 months, so it was a 3 month jump where she was in the hospital for 3 months being treated for her wounds, probably psychic evaluations. Everything's kind of coming up, in regards to her, while Tommy and the rest of the city are rebuilding to the best they can. Again, it's 3 months for that, but they're still rebuilding because again they have less hands, they got more damage that was done that they have to fix and
They
figure
had to get
out.
rid of all of the infected.
All the infected got to get on, so all those bodies got to get cleared. That's the first thing you got to do: get rid of all those freaking bodies and stuff like that. You've got to bury all of your dead, so that to make sure that
In
they're
frozen
gonna be.
ground.
Yeah, like they had to. They I don't know if they decided to burn the bodies or what, because that's the question I have. Like, what did they decide to do? Because to get rid of all that infected, we already know that they were piled up underneath bodies to stay warm as part of their thing, so like that. So you don't want to throw them all in a pile again to
You had
necessarily
to
do
burn them
that.
up. You had to burn them.
You got to burn them up, which means you got to use fire, which can attract more. But you may have already attracted what was in the area, so maybe you don't have as much to deal with. Don't know. Again, these are just random questions, random thoughts that kind of go through. Um, but Ellie gets her recovery, and after talking with the psych doctor, she more or less walks out and starts to plot her revenge. And we find out that Dina, even though she got taken out, so that she managed to grab patches like in her mind. So she got the image of the patches, and she got names of multiple people there. Doesn't remember exactly who all is who, but she knows the key one is Abby, and she was able to give Ellie this information to get Ellie ramped up and ready to go. So
Hmm.
Ellie now has a focus, and it's not just. And let's be honest, if she did not give Ellie this information, Ellie would just kind of probably sit for a minute, and it would be until she would have to come across Abby again, like something that she may have heard would trigger it, or just a sight of somebody or recognizing somebody may have triggered it to where she would remember. Because again, she's having flashbacks already, so if she sees them again, it's like kind of on sight in her mind. But the fact is that she got all this information that she's able to, process. She's like straight up, "Hey, Tommy, we need to go after him. We need to get justice. We need to do this." And he's on board. But again, everything's got to go through the council. And that's where we get the big shenanigans of the council meeting, and they're going to vote. Long story short, she gives an impassioned speech that we, see that she wrote, which we know is not her full thoughts.
That is not. That,
That's like some of the stuff she was saying in truth, but it was disguised. Again, justice, no, she wants revenge. Freaking, she wants to get back at the people who took something from her. She's upset because she did not get to rectify her relationship with Joel before he died.
and
She is
that's totally on
horrible.
her. She just
Yeah,
assumed he was going to be there all the time.
and that is part of what she has to do. So that's why she is impassioned and empowered, herself to like, I'm going to go get this done with or without you. And even when the council said no, she had three yeses. We don't know who the three yeses were. For that, I'm pretty sure it was what Jesse, Tommy, and one other random. So that, but we do know that her and Dina, we're gonna go. And even the older guy who
Seth.
said something wrong by her, he's still willing to help her because hey, he knows what's up. This needs to happen. I'm not about the sugar coated stuff. I'm not about sitting here and waiting for it to happen again. No, go back and get your get back. Like, not playing. Take my rifle, go do what you do. Now respect him for that. For he is how he is. And even though Ellie was kind of still funny about him and stuff like that,
Which she could be because he did some shicey things. So
yeah, Reagan, but they're aligned on this particular matter and stuff like that. So take what help you can get. And I'm glad that she took the help and she's willing to go out and do what she needs to do because she ain't got to deal with him much longer. She's about to leave anyway. And that's where we get. We see that the Dina and Ellie relationship is building.
hmm
We see that they are out there to go do what they need to do to figure out how to stop this from happening and get happening again and getting that revenge. And we see that these wolves, the was it Washington Liberated Front, whatever, like
Yeah, Washington Liberation Front, something.
yeah, the
Wolf.
wolf, they are not playing the games because they found the crew of jokers dressed as riddlers, more or less, freaking out in the woods, and they took everybody out, like men, women, and children. Like they had no remorse because when it was whistled out that hey, we're being followed, so that they're like we're hiding from wolves, and the man told his dog we're hiding from wolves, and the wolves sure enough showed up and took all them out and went on about
Yep.
the business. From as far as we know, like they took them out, and then fast forward while again Ellie and Dina are having this bonding experience, so like that they get to Seattle, which wasn't too far as the travel. They see that it's not much going on, everything's cool, we should be able to get into the city, and we get a shot of you know a a good freaking size platoon. You got a company here, like you got looks like at least 60 to 70 soldiers in that one
All
shot,
armed. All
all
armed.
armed, Kevlar, APC, Humvees, heavy weapons. Like they are stacked and they are ready to go. Like Ellie and Dina are in for a fight, and they have no idea what they're walking into. Like it's gonna get real nasty real quick. And like this is where we leave off. Like this is where the episode ends. And even we see what was that Manny up top, I think
Yep.
it was that who was like doing lookout, and he's in one of the big towers. The first thing I said when they walked out, they were like, "Oh, look at this! Look at the skyline." I'd have somebody in that tower on lookout at all times, trying to see what's up. And sure enough, he gave them clearance that they can move through the street, and that's when we see the entire army walking. So next episode, we hopefully we should get Ellie and Dina coming to the realization that hey, there's a lot more stuff we got to deal with.
Yep.
And right now, that horse has got to get ditched somewhere because there's too much of a target, and they got to start moving through the shadows on the side streets, not walking down any main roads because you
Yeah,
got that.
you gotta turn to stealth in this one. It's no up,
Yeah,
I can't get in your face. No, you don't have it.
yeah.
But
So,
the good
but
thing about it being that size is if they chose to, as long as Abby and her cohorts aren't there, they can blend in because it's so big. You can literally, just join up like, hey, we're two, hey, we've been
take,
here.
they got a couple stragglers, gear up, and
You'll blend
roll
right
through.
in. Because
I mean, there's always a chance that somebody's not gonna recognize you. Like, who are you? Where like it depends on how. Like, but again, if they're military organized, then they may have names, they may have ranks, freaking numbers. They may have stuff, so they may not be able to blend in. It's a 50-50 right now because
it is.
we don't know how they're set up, and this is just coming from military experience. So that's like who your troops are, who you're assigned to, how many you have in your platoon, in your squad, in your company, whatever the case may be, because you have to, especially like you're a paramilitary group, you're gonna have rank and delegation of duties.
We hope, but they look like they're well organized. So
Yeah, I mean, they're not marching in formation down the street. They're just, a cluster.
that's a gaggle. They look like army.
But yeah, it's something that they're going to have to deal with, and they're going to have to severely reduce numbers. And one of the best ways to do that, a bunch of explosions,
Yep.
or have the infected run through and start thinning their numbers.
Yep. That's the only way. So I'm excited to see where this goes, and I hope Antonio stays with us, even though he hated this. We still love you, Antonio.
Yeah, stick around, Antonio. It's gonna get better. It's gonna like again play the games. If you're not playing the games, they're on PlayStation and PC, please. So you should be able to get a hold of everything. Like play them. Like they are so good.
They are.
So yeah, I think that's all we really got as far as the review is concerned. Nothing else. Anything else you got? Anything else you want to add?
I mean, did you want to make an announcement or just
All right, so yeah, I said we are actually going to be attending MomoCon in Atlanta. So MomoCon is going Memorial Day weekend. It is from I believe the 20 starts on the 23rd, like a Thursday.
It start
Um,
Thursday till Monday. Yeah,
yeah, so we will be attending. Again, we're fans of anime, Marvel, and all these different properties for that. A lot of stuff with DC, Star Wars, Star Trek, whatever it is. Like we're going to go check stuff out. Tony's not a fan of everything, but we're gonna go check a lot of stuff out. So we're gonna go hang out at the convention. See some sights, talk to some people, just hanging out. So if you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
test my knowledge.
yeah, so if you're gonna be in town,
Ooh.
we would love to see you. We will be live on our Facebook, from time to time, talk about stuff on our YouTube. Um, just
It's gonna be a lot of content coming your way that week. That week, just be ready. It's gonna be a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. So we're just gonna be, talking and hanging out and doing whatever we can for as long as we can, whatever we can really access. So again, we love to see you. So again, drop in the comments, let us know. Hey, if you'll be there, for that, we'll be posting places where hey, we'll be
We can
hanging
meet
out.
up.
We can meet up, hang out, talk. We can go. They got tabletop games, they got arcades, they got viewing rooms, so that they got panels, they got a whole bunch of cool stuff just to check out. So we're just really excited to go, check it out and see what they have to offer. So that's one of the biggest things. And of course, to keep up to date on all that stuff that we'll be doing, make sure you hit that lovely red subscribe button. Again, we appreciate each and every one of y'all. Appreciate everybody who comes in and joins us on the streams. Appreciate everybody who comes out, meets us in person.
Hundred
If
percent.
watching the video, like it's something that we are really passionate about and just having fun with. And we want to be able to share all this stuff with you guys. So, but that's all I got. There's nothing else. So that we will catch you guys in the next one.
Iron Man
Later.
sucks.